Valhalla Sailing Project.
Yeah. So, it's Annapolis, Maryland, right? It's a sailing capital of the East Coast. Now, Newport, Rhode Island will argue they are, but Annapolis, it's a rivalry between the two. So I moved here, as I mentioned earlier. I had nothing to do for a month and some change, and in an effort to do things that were good and healthy, I took a sailing lesson, learned how to sail, and immediately bought a smaller 24-foot sailboat, which in the world of sailboats is fairly small, and really just sort of threw myself into it, and it helped. Right, it helped me deal with stuff. I'd go out by myself on the boat, out on the Chesapeake Bay, cry, scream, yell, laugh, whatever. It's good. Got into racing, found a new tribe, a new community of the people in the racing community here, and guy that I had crewed with on a bigger boat called me up one day and he said, "Hey, I've got an idea. I want to talk to you about it." And so when I do presentations about the program, I jokingly say a Marine and a paratrooper walked into a bar, which should not shock anyone. We did. That was for lunch. We weren't drinking, but we met for lunch in a bar, and he pitched this idea. He had been through something very similar when he left the Marine Corps. His world was turning upside down. He left the Marine Corps. He will tell you, he was hours away from cycling a 45. And his phone rang, and some guy said, "Hey, I need crew tonight. Can you come sail with me?" And he put the gun down and went and got on a boat, and it obviously turned his trajectory around. And so he said to me, if sailing worked for me and if sailing worked for you, then it's got to work for other veterans. And this was 10 years ago. November will be our 10th anniversary. We stood up this 501c3 nonprofit where we use the sport of competitive sailing to help veterans find their new tribe and find that new camaraderie and that new teamwork. You're in a rifle squad or you're part of an air crew. You depend on each other. You work in harmony together. Racing a sailboat's the same way, right? Everyone's got a job and everyone's got to sort of do that job correctly if the boat's going to be successful in the race course. And I think we are up to 500, almost 600 people we put through the organization. We went from borrowing boats to we own 3 boats now. It's been pretty interesting to watch these transformations that happen. We have one guy, his name is Bo Darlington, E4, 82nd. I think it was his first deployment, maybe even first or second patrol out of the gate. And he took an RPG round to his right arm and got medically retired. He came to us very early on. And working the bow of a boat is very complex. And Bo, with one bum arm and one good arm, is probably better on the front end than most dudes with 2 good arms. He just adapted, found a way to make it work. He's traveled to Chicago and sailed the Chicago Mackinac race. He and his girlfriend just bought a boat. They're living aboard. They're about to sail off into the Caribbean. It's just been a really good thing to watch it grow and serve as a method or a vehicle for veterans to come together and deal. Am I making any sense?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I love it. I'd love to hear that and helping the veterans that are, going through stuff. And just, I love hearing all these stories that they're talking with Green Berets lately and just all the cool shit that guys will get into when they get out to just help other people, right? Because it's a selfless coin, right? On 2 sides. It helps you, but it also helps me. It's like that Alcoholics Anonymous sponsee relationship, right? Yeah. But just to do all that cool shit just to help other people. I'd love to hear that. So that's Valhalla Sailing Project. How can people find that online there? Just Google that one.
www.valhallasailing.org.
Okay.
And
I will
we
have.
don't charge a dime. If you all you gotta do is get your behind to Annapolis, and we'll put you on a boat.
Mhm.
We run 3 introductory clinics per year. Our new dates should be up on the website. So if you're in the DC, Baltimore, area, or if you want to travel, we've had people travel from as far as Pennsylvania. Had people come up from North Carolina. Um, get you out on a boat.
Yeah, man. I'll put when the episode comes out, I'll have everything in the description there so people can look at that if they want to.